Oh, boys and girls, welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm not Paul Machin.
And I'm not Chris Pajak.
But here we are on the Redmen TV. We're going to give you a bit of news for the day. It's Monday, the 26th or 7th, somewhere there. Not sure. But we're going to give you a little bit of an update on what's going on nowadays.
Going to talk about the news about Sakho today. Well, it came out over the weekend. We've got to go with that. I mean, Klopp didn't want us to talk about it over the weekend. The match is the most important part. But I think we can talk about it now. I don't know what he was thinking. I'm hoping he was out on the lash because that's the only thing that could have made it, any sort of sense. He was doing all right. You'd like to hear about players if they're out of the team, working hard, putting in a shift.
And keeping their mouth shut.
Keeping your mouth shut and proving it. Because that's what you've got in trouble for in the past, isn't it?
Exactly. That's the exact thing that got him in this position.
For opening his mouth.
Too funny.
And being cheeky. And then he's gone and done this, I don't know what you thought about what Klopp said.
I fully understand what Klopp... To be fair, I think Klopp... You're not getting round to that man by acting that way. He's more likely to just never speak a word of him again, if anything, and you would just never see him play for Liverpool again.
Absolutely.
But I'm sure because he's also a respectable, decent guy, he might have another word with him.
Yeah.
Try to, you got to have a word. I mean, the time of, it's a big deal that it's 3 a.m. It's like he's just having an angry rant at a girlfriend. You know what I mean? That's what we've done to him. We've just, palmed him off.
Absolutely broken
We're on a break, you know what I mean? And he knows we're sleeping with other defenders. So, I mean, it was a bit, though, I mean, he did what? I think he did it in three separate
ones, yeah.
As well.
He used up all his characters, didn't he? So he's getting the message fully across there.
Yeah, it definitely had that rant. It's a rant in it, simple as, and a drunken rant at that. Things.
Yeah, but, I mean, we were saying as well, weren't we, upstairs about it? He just, he had his fans, and you're wondering whether he thinks in his head that he's just speaking to those people because he has a kind of cult following, doesn't he?
Yeah.
From his Snapchat stories with Blaise Matuidi, all those sort of things. He's got this kind of cult status about him in the background because of his personality, and you kind of feel like, what's the reasons? Is the reason he did that to kind of convey to his fans because he's got that fan base and he wants to speak to them, or is it because he's pissed and he wants to?
Well, I think ultimately, coming to Liverpool for him was a good move.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't quite working out at PSG. He was when he was young, captain and all that. And just it's like he didn't fully, they weren't happy to put all their chips on him leading their team. But he had a lot of potential. We brought him in, and with any player we sign, inevitably, we support them to the hilt.
Yeah.
And it's even through a few shoddy performances at the beginning and that, you're always a bit uncomfortable anytime you touch the ball. Every single person said it. Yet, you admired his hard work. You admired his passion for the city. He was getting it with the Liverpool country and all that. You're laughing at that, but you know what he's saying. It's boom. He got into the hearts of the fans.
He did.
But now, I think that it's a dodgy game. To go against the club, but somehow trying to still
get the fans again.
I'm with you. I'm with the fans and thank the fans. And I was like, well, wait, mate. We are very much Liverpool fans. Liverpool's what matters to us. And ultimately, Klopp has done for me. Klopp, the way he deals with the media, there's just nothing out there. There is nothing out. No one can say anything about the manager of the club because he's above the lot of them. Yeah. He's above the questions. His intelligence. He's a smart guy and he knows how to deal with stupid questions, how to not blow things out of proportion. These are big deals, the sending Sakho home and all that. Any other manager...
comment makes it worse.
Yeah, exactly. You can imagine Rodgers was always just trying to be nice. Like me. Klopp's just like me. This is real football. I will do what I know is best.
Absolutely.
You can ask your stupid questions all you want. I'm not answering you now, least of all, build up to a match. I'm talking about the match and the players who are playing. So I understand why he doesn't quite get angry. He always the way he does it is always nice, subtle, and to the point. But he lets you know we're not talking about this.
Will we see him again this season in Liverpool?
This season? I mean, it's hard to imagine how he was going to come back from, because when the club takes disciplinary action against you, that's an issue. Anyone in any job having disciplinary action taken against them usually, in many cases, starts like the beginning of the end, you know, because you start getting defensive and stuff. That's exactly what he's doing now. Are they lying? I am fit. I am. Well, then obviously you're just not good enough.
Yeah.
You don't even want to be saying that. You know what I mean? Don't tell anyone that, because it means there's another issue. So I'm not sure he's helped himself, and I'm not really sure that it affects us in any way. Only if it comes to selling him. You know, might affect his price if he's a player with disciplinary issues.
You're hoping Joe Gomez is back before anything happens to any of our defenders, fingers crossed. And, you know, you don't have to rely on him, because then you don't have to worry, and it's a completely external issue. If you get into the point when you're having to battle over thinking about, you know, do we need to select him, then you're getting worried, aren't you? Because you're thinking, Sakho's here in the background, he's fit, he's been here, we're missing 2 defenders out. But apart from that, you don't need to worry about it, like you said, and it should be all right.
Absolutely. Well, look, you know, if something drastic happens and they have to call on him, he's there, he's part of the team, he's been employed, he'd have to do his job.
Yeah.
Now, if he's like really is just genuinely upset and he really wants to do his best for Liverpool, and that's what he's trying to get across whilst crossing the line of, you know, speaking against the club, which no player should do, he might, if he was to come in and somehow like just want to prove a point and got like 2 or 3 games and he smashed it, I mean, I think then people could easily just be like, right, do you know what? He's come in and he's backed up his words. He put in 2, 3 really good performances and he's scored some goals. At the end of the day, though, he'd probably have to come in and score some goals or something, because everyone is playing really, really fucking well. I mean, Klavan's come in there for Lovren and he's had 2 great games as well. Looks comfortable on the ball. As a unit, they're looking so much more solid, you know. So we're not highly dependent on him. You know, if something happens and he's called upon, you'd hope he'd come in and give a proper shift. But to be completely honest with you, if he doesn't choose himself to leave in January,
then
we just might not see him again, and eventually we'll just try and.
I mean, so that's a good bit of gossip in it. That's a bit like that's proper gossip from the behind the scenes in Liverpool kind of thing. This whole scenario with Sakho. But the other bit of news that we got today isn't really news, but it's more of a stat, isn't it? It's about
regarding the start of the season.
Well, Paul's told me about this, so I'm kind of scared that I'm going to get it wrong. So bear with me here. It's in our first 8 competitive games, we've scored 24 goals, which is our best start in 112 years.
121 years.
120.
But you got all the digits in there, though.
Where's Chris Craig? Swap us round.
No, yeah. I mean, I heard about that, and then I was thinking, I saw a question just asking, is this the best start we've ever had? And I was like, maybe the best we've ever had in our lifetime.
It's the most exciting.
But it turns out in 121 years, it's the best start we've ever had. So,
in terms of goals,
really. I mean, just the amount of goals we scored. It's about scoring at 24 goals, but I mean that's incredible. It's a stat that's come up that you're like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense, purely just from what you've witnessed. You know, watching the team and how good they've been playing. And then, it just perfectly correlates to the performances. Let's hope we haven't used them all up
already, eh? Let's hope we haven't used 10
Honestly, I mean,
goals.
I don't think it's all about can we maintain it. And I understand that concern, because you're looking at the stats, kilometres run, passes made.
Paul Lallana's not going to have any feet left, is he?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we've left everyone behind.
Yeah.
So it is a real... Everyone's like, oh, you can't sustain that. But most other fans are saying that in hope, obviously. We don't quite know, but it doesn't look like anyone's waning. Yeah, and he's got players there. The whole squad is expected to be at that level, and that's what they're working on. And I'm pretty sure any player will come in, to actually take up a starting role for a few games. They're only getting there in the starting role if they're at that level, fitness-wise. And then on top of that, it's all about on the ball, their intelligence. Now, if we keep improving on the ball when we've got possession, which I think it's kind of come as part and parcel of the pressing and getting the ball back. We've 75% possession. No one talks about us being a possession team, but it's like we clearly are. It's part of football. But if we get better at that, ultimately you're cutting down the work rate as well for 90 minutes. If you've got the ball and you're just being intelligent with your movement, which is something Klopp definitely is on. like then, you know, I think we could sustain it. There's no reason not to, you know, bar like unlucky injuries or something. Then I don't see why we cannot just keep smashing this league.
Let's go for 30 in the next 8. Hey,
definitely. Well, look, that's what we've got time for today, guys. We're gonna get on the final word of the later. Full game. Yeah, we're gonna record that. We'll have Paul back in with us for that one.
Hopefully not Chris. I want my place on the couch.
Yeah, he likes being Chris. So yeah, be sure to join us for that. I mean, it was a bit of a cracker, that one.
Yeah, we're gonna have
I'm still kind of buzzing. Highlight of the weekend. Yeah, it was brilliant. So yeah, we're gonna record that, get it up on the website. So be sure to tune in. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the website, and I think there's going to be something for you to click around here somewhere. So yeah, nice one for joining us, and we'll see you soon.